Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 12 o'clock news on the street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube. In the headlines, no word yet on Carnival 2022. Orisha and Baptist officials back Mahasaba's call to reopen rivers and streams. The Met Office declares a start of dry season, warns of an increase in Saharan dust, and internationally, 2 journalists burned alive by gang in Haiti. And now the news in detail. There is still no confirmation as to whether or not Carnival 2022 will take place. Minister of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Randall Mitchell, on Thursday indicated there was no update on the matter at this time. Minister Mitchell also did not confirm if discussions about Carnival were held at a cabinet level. The minister had previously indicated that a proposal for Carnival-like celebrations would be sent to the Ministry of Health for deliberation. In an address to the nation late last year, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley suggested that based on certain conditions, there could be the possibility of Carnival-related events this year. Carnival celebrations and events were cancelled last year as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Back then, Dr. Rowley noted that the festival was the perfect environment for the spreading of COVID-19. According to the calendar, Carnival 2022 Monday and Tuesday is supposed to take place on February 28th and March 1st. Officials of the Orisha and Spiritual Shouter Baptist faiths are supporting Mahasaba's acting head Vijay Maharaj's call for the government to reopen rivers and streams for religious worship at least. These have been closed to curb the spread of COVID-19. On Wednesday, Maharaj said, like beaches, all watercourses should be opened from 5 a.m. to 12 noon to all citizens, including Hindus, doing rituals requiring running water, such as haircutting upon bereavement. Also, Neil Rawlings, Secretary of the Council of Orisha Elders of Trinidad and Tobago, and Bishop Jeremiah Mason of the Spiritual Shouter Baptist Faith said the island's waterways were worthy of homage and so should be reopened for religious purposes, recalling a Mist Ushon ceremony last year. They would like to see waterways open beyond the 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. limit set for beaches, as a restriction could create crowds of bathers. Acting Police Commissioner MacDonald Jacob is blaming limers and their irresponsible behavior for the COVID deaths of his police officers. He believes wayward limers are directly responsible for infections and deaths among his officers. The police service continues to mourn the deaths of officers, with 4 more officers dying from COVID between Tuesday and Thursday. A total of 29 police officers had died from COVID-19 up to Thursday afternoon, and Jacob slammed party goers for flouting the public health regulations. He called on the media to do more to highlight those responsible for organizing such events. The 2022 dry season has officially started, according to the Trinidad and Tobago Met Service. Met says compared to last year's record-breaking wetter-than-usual dry season, the 2022 dry season is likely to produce less rainfall than usual overall, with below-average totals most likely. It noted that with less rainfall than usual, there will be reduced surface water flows and rain-fed water availability. In addition, with an increase in surface dryness as the season progresses, there will be an increased potential for bush, grass, forest and landfill fires. The Met Office also stated that the country is likely to see an increase in the frequency of hazardous sea conditions, Saharan dust haze events and environmental conditions. International news: 2 Haitian journalists were burned alive by a gang in the country's capital on Thursday. The attack was reportedly carried out by the T. Macaque gang in the Pattonville neighborhood of Port-au-Prince. The motive and details of the attack remain unclear. A 3rd journalist managed to escape. The journalists were killed while on assignment, documenting the lack of security in the area. And that was the 12 o'clock news on the street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube. Recapping the headlines: no word yet on Carnival 2022. Orisha and Baptist officials back Mahasaba's call to reopen rivers and streams. The Met Office declares a start of dry season, warns of an increase in Saharan dust, and internationally, 2 journalists burned alive by gang in Haiti. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas.
News from the street. 919fm.com.